watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. I am Phoebian Sweel. Let's start with tonight's headlines. Now, the Environment Protection Agency and partners host 2026 conference to strengthen environmental governance through data. Freetown Symposium explores China's policy direction amid 70 years of diplomatic relations. And also on Primetime News tonight, a 28-year-old man has been committed to High Court for alleged murder of First Lady's staff member. Hello and welcome from wherever you are joining me from tonight. I am Phoebian. The Environment Protection Agency Sierra Leone, EPASL, with support from Send Sierra Leone and partners, put together a 3-day conference, 2026 Collaborating, Learning and Adapting Conference under the theme From Data to Decisions, Strengthening Environmental Governance Through Evidence and Insights. The premier event brings together public, private, and international partners to promote sustainable environmental management. Our reporter Issa Bangura was in attendance in our reports.
Stakeholders from Sierra Leone and beyond have converged to explore how data-driven approaches can enhance environmental governance and decision-making. The conference aims to bridge the gap between research, policy, and practical action in addressing pressing environmental challenges. The 3-day conference serves as a platform for dialogue, innovation, and collaboration, focusing on how evidence and insight can shape policies that protect the environment while promoting sustainable development.
So what we are seeking to do primarily at this conference over the next 3 days is discuss what Thomas Kuhn would best describe taking a paradigm shift. Beyond just coordinating, beyond just setting out terms of delivery, understanding what sort of critical conversations we need to have so that we can begin to convert all of that learning into decisions and results.
At UNDP, we firmly believe that data is not just numbers and reports, it's actual power to make decisions that will matter in people's lives. It is the foundation under which sound policies are built, resources are allocated, and progress is measured.
Sessions include panel discussions and technical presentations designed to strengthen partnerships and share best practices in environmental management. In a keynote address, the Deputy Minister of Environment and Climate Change emphasized the importance of the theme From Data to Decisions, building a new culture of evidence in environmental governance.
Since its introduction last year, which is the CLA, this gathering has presented a critical opportunity for us to come together as stakeholders, experts, and partners to reflect on our progress, share knowledge, and strengthen our collective efforts to safeguard Sierra Leone's environment and address the urgent challenges of climate change.
A key focus of the conference is Sierra Leone's loss and damage assessment, highlighting how evidence and emerging trends can improve understanding of climate-related losses and inform the development of a robust national response framework. The country director explains.
We are unveiling a reality that has already begun to shape the destiny of our nation. Wherever we come from, we have a feel of how climate change is affecting us all. Across Sierra Leone, climate change is no longer a distant environmental concern. We live it, we see it, and every day. It is an immediate development crisis. It is an economic risk. It is a governance challenge. It is also a conflict challenge. And it is also a threat to our peace. And it is time for us to take note of it.
The event also underscores the importance of partnerships between government institutions, the private sector and international organizations in driving impactful environmental solutions. As discussions continue, stakeholders remain optimistic that the outcomes of this conference will lead to stronger policy and more effective environmental governance in Sierra Leone. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
Sierra Leone has joined global conversations on China's policy direction following the conclusion, of the annual two sessions, the Beijing. The symposium held in Freetown aims to deepen understanding of China's development goals and strengthen ties between China and Africa, as this year marks 70 years of diplomatic relations. Edima Conte has more.
The annual two sessions in China, comprising the National People's Congress and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, have once again drawn global attention, offering insight into China's policy direction and development agenda. At a symposium held in Freetown, stakeholders highlighted the importance of understanding China's modernization drive, especially in a rapidly changing global landscape. Speaking at the symposium, the Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone reaffirmed China's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties and supporting Sierra Leone's development priorities.
The international community is paying closer attention to China's domestic and foreign policies. The two sessions have always served as a window for the world to observe China's development trajectory. We hold this symposium today in order to help our Sierra Leonean friends better understand China and its policy, as well as China's development goals. Dear friends, China and Sierra Leone are good friends and good partners. In recent years, under the strategic guidance of head-to-head diplomacy, the friendship between China and Sierra Leone has withstood the test of changing international circumstances and demonstrates strong vitality. This year marks the 55th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Sierra Leone. China is willing to work with Sierra Leone to enhance political mutual trust, strengthen international coordination, promote closer people-to-people exchanges, and ensure the fruits of our cooperation better benefit the peoples of both nations.
Meanwhile, Sierra Leone's former ambassador to the African Union highlighted the mutual benefits of the long-standing relationship, noting progress in infrastructure, trade and human capacity development.
Our independence is 65 years old and our relationship with China is 55 years old. So if you have a friend at 10 years old, you better start to understand what kind of friend is that. Our relationship with China is concentrated on understanding the One China policy, recognizing China, even as government, as citizens, we respect and uphold that. But why China relationship? Because it's based on mutual understanding, mutual respect. This is the only country which comes to your country and says people-to-people relationship. Just between 1973, when in 1973 alone, 1 year or 2 years after diplomatic relations, China allowed us to send 3 people to go and study China. That number, today we have about 1,000 Sierra Leonean students who are in degree programs in China. Well, over 5,000 Sierra Leoneans who are going there for short courses and professional courses. Africa has also given lesser teaching and we have also given out to China. Go to the history about China and Sierra Leone relationship. When we first entered the United Nations Security Council, Sierra Leone, the province, we were the first country, we were the only country who paved the way for China's admission into the Security Council and permanent membership to the UN Security Council.
This year's engagement is particularly significant, marking 70 years of diplomatic relations between China and African countries, as well as the China-Africa Year of People-to-People Exchanges. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation through the Government of Sierra Leone hosts the 20th meeting of ECOWAS Minister in charge of Telecommunication, ICT and Digitalization. The 4 days deliberation by experts from the ECOWAS Commission will focus on critical areas such as digital sovereignty and privacy, cyber agenda, connectivity and cost, and e-government strategy in the form of adopting a unified framework to digitize public services across the region. Ransford McLean was in attendance. He now reports.
The high-level expert preparatory meeting by the ECOWAS Commission involves its 12 member states in the sub-region in a drive to align their laws on data, crime and connectivity. One of their core pillars among the four is digital sovereignty and privacy. Experts from the ECOWAS Commission would have to review the revised Supplementary Act on Personal Data Protection. Speaking on the essence of the 20th Experts Preparatory Meeting, Falake Olakunju, the ECOWAS Director of Digital Economy and Post, highlights that there are numbers of instruments that they need the endorsements of member states, noting hence they have been adopted by the ministers and heads of state and governments. Ownership will fall on the experts.
Digital transformation must also reach public administration. Our regional e-government strategy outlines a shared path towards efficient, transparent, and citizen-centered public services, bringing our governments closer to the people through common platforms and standards. A resilient digital economy requires robust regional infrastructure. The feasibility studies on the regional cybersecurity coordination mechanism and the regional internet exchange platform confirm both their necessity and their benefits, from strengthening regional collaboration and information sharing to enabling faster, more affordable digital services.
In an interview with journalists, the resident representative of ECOWAS in Sierra Leone, Ambassador John Azuma, says digital economy is the new brain of modern world. He stressed the drive of ECOWAS Mission 2050 of moving digitalization in the sub-region.
ECOWAS had moved away from ECOWAS of the people of the states to the ECOWAS of the people, and has fashioned out 5 key pillars as to how to drive the next revolution within the sub-region. And one of the key pillars is technology, innovation, and then digitalization.
While speaking on behalf of the Minister, the Permanent Secretary at the Communication, Technology and Innovation Ministry, Stephen Kamanda, underscores that Sierra Leone remains fully committed to the ECOWAS vision of building an inclusive digital economy, one that enhances affordable access, promotes innovation, strengthening cybersecurity, and enhance regional connectivity.
Over the coming days, we review key policy and regulatory instruments, including frameworks on data protection, cybersecurity, electronic communications, and regional digital strategies. We believe that your insights and recommendations will be instrumental in shaping the harmonized and inclusive digital ecosystem for ECOWAS.
Sierra Leone serves as host of the 20th Expert Preparatory Meeting, position the country as critical player in the medium-term National Development Plan of 2024 to 2030 goals. The 4 days event demonstrates commitment to the Big Five game changer, using technology to drive public sector efficiency and economic productivity. Ransford McLean, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, while Ivona Kisoya has stopped performing her official functions as the mayor of Freetown City Council, the Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, elected councillors today at the Freetown City Council elected an acting mayor. The acting mayor, according to Moses Mambu, who's the publicity secretary of the Sierra Leone People's Party, will soon be presented to the government. He gave confirmation of this during the This Day show with David Remy Wilson.
First off, I see the chairman be only meeting with the Minister of Works, with regards to, with some councillors them from the SLPP, and, strategizing after the ruling, the opposition, APC be decide for stay away from council. Let's start from the, why the call from the chairman?
Yeah, well, we decided for take over the city. They put preparation in place for win the mayoral seats in Freetown for 2028. And the clear say the people of Freetown don't see clearly say the Freetown City Council headed by the APC mayor, they're not ready for carry the city go before. The clear now say they're not ready for do the people's work within they're interested in, now the APC party, and within they go in their pocket. So since they don't decide for stay out of governance, we make the people in Freetown where they pay tax, they pay city rate, they pay them dues, market dues every day. You understand? They pay the city tax them. The people of Freetown come to we through the grassroots representative that cause the market women, the people in where they suffer as a result that the APC don't stay out of governance, say we have to do something. So we call, we council them in a party office, the chairman hold meeting with them. First, we try for make we mobilize resources for clean the city. Second, we try for make them come together, put themselves together and appoint an acting mayor. Because now the way the city council accounts them, the way the mayor know, nothing they happen. So all the official channel we money for pass, for make they able for clean the city, clear the body then Freetown and service things, devolve functions the way they come to them at the council. The mayor not put his signature, he don't left. You understand? Because of partisan thing. We don't elect you. Now this is all way the opposition they can say, we don't elect you. You know they represent your party again no more. Because not all your party no more vote for you. You understand? You get about over 400,000 to 500,000 people in Freetown we vote SLPP. So as when you did it as mayor, not for yourself you did it. You did it for everybody. The one that will vote for you, the one that will not vote for you. Now then you did it. So for let you left, take his side who just the one that will vote for you and left the rest of Freetonians then for so far. We see and say that they know for happy, that they not democratic at all. So the mayor, they don't come together, they don't elect an active mayor where they take over the leadership of the Freetown City Council.
You mean the councillors then?
Yeah, the councillor in the Freetown City Council don't come together. They don't elect an acting mayor. So then go for present them to the party, let the party know say this is the acting mayor from the side of the SLPP. So that then they begin for run the council effectively. And one of the first activity, now for get support from the central government for clean the entire city. So we do this for make the Freetown City know say APC not good for this city. They don't hold this city for the longest of time. But this city not ever take a step, it not ever take development step for go before. You understand? So we want now let the Freetonians and give me the opportunity as SLPP in 2028 for make we take over this city. And we begin for show them say we'll get the ability, we'll get the charisma, we'll get the know-how for run, for change the face of this city and make we know the life by the city. When we take over this city, we will not lie say we bring car electric bus, we work up the space, we will not bring a car. We will not lie say we bring we plant 1 million tick, collect 2.5 million from World Bank, where we know they don't. So for we cancel all they don't already, and we self as a party, they give them support, and we go all out, forget to companies, through the Ministry of Works, get the central government for support them, so that we're able to take over the reign of Freetown until when the mayor decide for come back, so that the business of the city will continue for the before.
In a statement issued on her Facebook page, Mayor Ivona Kisoya strictly condemns this act by the SLPP elected councillors, stating that it has no legal backing, as the Local Government Act of 2022 makes no provision for an acting mayor under any circumstance. The news, the National Investment Board, in collaboration with the Sierra Leone Economic Diversification Project, has held a high-level workshop on the proposed Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2026. The initiative aims to transform Sierra Leone's business environment through major legal reforms designed to simplify registration process of businesses, boost investor confidence, and support economic growth. Joseph Adumambu reports.
The proposed law is set to overhaul Sierra Leone's business regulatory system, which for years has been challenged by overlapping laws, multiple registries, and slow, duplicated processes. These inefficiencies have particularly affected small businesses and discouraged investments. The new act seeks to unify all company-related laws into a single modern framework, making business registration simpler, faster, and more transparent. The Executive Director of the National Investment Board, Dr. Edward Hinga Sandi, described the reform as a critical step towards improving the investment climate, noting that efficient business registration is key to attracting investors.
Allow me to highlight some of the key reform areas that are particularly important. One, the simplification of company registration processes, reducing time and cost of doing business. Two, introduction of digital and electronic systems to modernize registration and compliance. Three, to strengthen the corporate governance framework to improve accountability. Four, enhance provisions for investor and minority shareholder protection. Five, improve support for SMEs and startups, recognizing their role in economic growth.
The bill also introduces clear timelines. It further promotes digital registration, strengthens corporate governance, enhances investor protection, and introduces new business models such as single-member companies and limited liability partnerships. Representative from the Attorney General's office, Alpha Bar, emphasized that the law will provide legal clarity, reduce administrative burdens, and support a more transparent and competitive business environment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bill represents our collective commitment to modernizing corporate governance by aligning our standards with international best practices to foster a culture of board-level accountability. It also represents our commitment to strengthening transparency, enhancing the Allied Matters provisions to ensure our corporate ecosystem remains transparent, protecting the interests of creditors and minority shareholders alike.
The current legal framework, based on outdated and fragmented laws, has slowed economic growth and increased the cost of doing business. Corporate governance expert Michaela McRae says the proposed reform aligns with global best practices and ongoing efforts to improve the ease of doing business in Sierra Leone. The new legislation aims to modernize corporate governance, strengthen compliance, and protect investors, while harmonizing key laws including the Companies Act, Business Registration Act, and parts of the NIB Act. It will also streamline business registration through improved digital systems, enhance transparency, and support the transition of informal businesses into the formal sector.
Still, we had quite a few outdated provisions. I can tell you, as a matter of fact, in the regulations, we were pushing for digitization, but the main cost, the body of 2009 legislation, did not cater for digitization. And then, of course, as of now, the impact, we have very slow registration processes, we have high compliance costs, and that in itself has hindered SME growth and development in Sierra Leone, particularly with the informal sector. And of course, we had separate requirements to secure municipality license from Freetown City Council, trade identification, and NACIT.
Stakeholders are expected to refine the draft through consultations before it is presented for enactment. Once passed, the law is expected to boost investor confidence and position Sierra Leone as a more attractive destination for business, positioning the country as a more competitive and attractive destination for investment. Joseph Adomambu, AYV News, Freetown.
Now for court update, a 28-year-old man accused of murdering a staff member of the First Lady's office has been committed to stand trial at the High Court in Freetown, following a ruling by Magistrate Mustafa Braimaja. Let's hear more from our court reporter Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo.
28 years old Sam Momo, alias Pendeboy, has been committed to the High Court by Magistrate Mustafa Braimaja of Paremba Road Court No. 1 in Freetown for the alleged murder of Joshua Manzare, a staff member of the First Lady. The accused faces 2 charges: conspiracy to commit murder and murder contrary to the laws of Sierra Leone, including the offences against the Persons Act of 1861 as amended by the Abolition of the Death Penalty Act 2021. The alleged offence occurred on Saturday, the 24th January 2026 at Lodge Junction, Kingama Road in Freetown. In court, prosecution witness number 2, Detective Police Constable Sulyaisin Muke Kone of the Criminal Investigations Department testified that he received the accused and the case file on the 26th January 2026 for further investigation. He stated that the accused was interviewed under caution and his statement was tendered as evidence. The police also conducted a post-mortem examination at Connaught Hospital, obtained witness statements, and sought legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions, which recommended that the accused be formally charged. At the conclusion of the prosecution's case, Magistrate Shah ruled that there was sufficient evidence to put the accused on trial and committed him to the High Court at Siaka 7th Street in Freetown. The accused, who was not legally represented, cross-examined the witness during proceedings. He has been remanded in custody pending the hearing and determination of the matter at the High Court. The case continues.
A shocking murder case involving a nurse has taken a new turn as 3 young suspects, including 2 under 18, are set to face trials at the High Court in Freetown. Let's have the details from our court reporter Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo.
3 accused persons, including 2 minors, has been committed to the High Court in Freetown for the alleged murder of Valentina Bisondu Catherine Kamanda, a nurse, 16-year-old Goodluck Richard Nicole, and 16-year-old Gerard Tomitoka. Both people, along with 19-year-old Bokari Musa, are facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder, and receiving stolen property. The ruling was delivered by Magistrate Mustafa Braimaja of Paremba Court No. 1. According to the prosecution, the incident occurred on the 8th of February 2026 at No. 5 Kamanda Drive, Adonkia, Godrich. It is alleged that the first and second accused conspired with others to murder the deceased. The third accused is further charged with receiving stolen items belonging to the late Valentina Kamanda, including a laptop, iPad, iPhone, and several Samsung phones. When the charges were read and explained, no plea was taken from the defendants. At the close of the prosecution's case, Magistrate Shah ruled that the sufficient evidence has been presented to proceed to the trial. All 3 accused persons has been committed to stand trial at the High Court at Siaka 7th Street in Freetown. They have been remanded in custody pending the hearing and determination of the next matter. The case continues.
Still to come on Primetime News tonight, one of the APC flag-bearer aspirants, Dr. Kaifala Mala, outlines the party's position on the appointment of Edmond Alpha as Electoral Commissioner of ECSL and their move for a peaceful protest. Also, while the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chernoba, warns against chaos and national instability, would have both sides of the political coin after this break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT.co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy extra anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT.co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shaped their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutik, never stop starting.
Welcome back. I am Phoebe Swale, and this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Still in the news, tension continues to rise in Sierra Leone's political arena. Earlier last week, the main opposition All People's Congress, APC party, issued a press release announcing plans to stage a peaceful protest. This comes in response to the government's decision to appoint Edmond Sylvester Alpha as the new electoral commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. Amid the growing controversy, one of the APC flag-bearer aspirants, Dr. Kaifala Mara, appeared on the AYV Wakeup Sierra Leone program to outline the party's position. He expressed strong concerns about the government's actions, stating that they believe the process has been undermined. Our reporter Issa Bangura put this report together.
The political climate in Sierra Leone remains tense following the announcement of a new electoral commissioner, a move that has sparked criticism from the opposition All People's Congress. In a press conference last week, the APC declared its intention to organize a peaceful protest, citing what it describes as a lack of transparency and trust in the government's decision-making process. Speaking on AYV's Wake Up Sierra Leone program, Dr. Kaifala Mara emphasized that the party's concern go beyond the appointment itself, pointing to broader issues of governance and accountability.
We've been doing that intermittently during the course of the implementation of the Agreement for National Unity as well as the Tripartite Committee recommendations. But since the press briefing, as you asked, we've maintained our position, A, of not returning our elected members of parliament as well as councillors, mayors, and chairpersons to office, because we believe that the whole process has collapsed.
He further reiterated the APC's commitment to peaceful demonstration.
We continue to prepare ourselves as a party for the peaceful demonstration we set ourselves to mount. And like we said that day, the leadership of the party will decide as to when that will happen. But we strongly believe that government has not always, in our view, acted in good faith and has undermined the whole process. We agree that progress is being made, for example, under the Agreement for National Unity, some progress been made. But for majority of the issues that will underwrite credible elections going forward, we believe government have not been sincere.
As tensions continue to build, eyes remain on how both the government and opposition will navigate the situation in the coming days, with many calling for dialogue to ease the growing political strain. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
On the other side of the political aisle, the Minister of Information and Civic Education joined Wakeup Sierra Leone to clarify the government's stance. While the minister noted that the state respects democratic expression, he emphasized that citizens' safety remains the top priority. He warned that peaceful protests can often be exploited by those seeking to sow discord and disrupt national stability. Here is the government's response to the brewing tension. Let's get the highlight.
And now they've gone as far as threatening to jump in the streets so they can risk other people's kids' lives, so they can risk the economy, the country's stability. We're already dealing with a global crisis that's affecting us in other ways. And here's a political party, by the way, for something that is, there's no Sierra Leonean that's going about their daily business that thinks somehow that, oh, na Edmond Alpha na ini make a jump to states. It's their political leaders want to manipulate them.
They say, come out and protest peacefully.
I am always for democratic expression of our rights. That's my personal position, and I'm being consistent on that. I believe that if you have something to say, you should be able to say it in the public square. I also understand that with the respect of the states, the first responsibility we have is the safety and security of our citizens and of every life here. We have lived in this country. We understand how people take advantage of so-called peaceful protest and seek to sow discord and seek to sow chaos. And we've seen that these very people who will say, yeah, it's going to be peaceful, will not take responsibility. It will now be on the state. And then it can feed into the very narrative that he was here speaking about. Oh, it's a fragile state. What makes it fragile? It's the actions that you take. You're committed. We're committed to keeping the peace to ensure there's stability. Since the elections, we have moved ahead on every single international score. The country continues to make progress. We've secured MCC. We're in conversations. We're trying to bring development. Even on the elections reforms, we have a draft elections law that's in front of Parliament. We have recommendations for ECSL done by international partners, certified, clearly done on the things that they have said that they want to see done, on IMC, on SLBC, and all of those. We have those laws that are in the process, that are making their way through the legal process. The government of Sierra Leone is committed to keeping the process, to keeping the peace, to making sure that we move forward. We'll continue to engage the APC. They are brothers and sisters. We have a lot to discuss to move the country forward, but they cannot rule and govern by blackmail.
Well, now for the latest in sports, let's join Sir Solomon Yomba, who's with me in the studio. Good evening, Solomon.
Good evening, Femia, and thank you for having me. Now for sports tonight, the Sierra Leone Gymnastics Federation has held its second edition acrobatic and cultural festival in Freetown, bringing acrobats and gymnasts across the country to mark the day. President of the Sierra Leone Gymnastics Federation, Anna Williams, underscores that the importance of the event was to celebrate sport and culture, noting it brings hope to the athletes, who most of them were spotted from the streets. Ransford McLean witnessed the event and files a story.
Gymnasts and acrobats from the Federation showed class on their standout performance, full of flips, twists, tumbles, and other skills. It is a sport that develops essential life skills that kids will carry with them into adulthood. While describing the significance of their second edition Acrobats and Cultural Festival, Anna Williams, president of the Sierra Leone Gymnastics Federation, points out that acrobats and gymnasts were able to give their best on their performance and that the audience was thrilled.
This event brings hope to the gymnasts and acrobats who are performing right now. It brings pleasure to even the spectators who are there, even the country as a whole, to know that there is something unique in these youths who are coming up. With this, we can take them from the streets. With this, they are talking about drugs, but we as a federation, we integrate them and shape them all, mold them to a better people.
Gymnastics sports has been considered as a growing discipline in the country among the over 49 registered sporting associations in Sierra Leone. Gymnasts have represented Sierra Leone in China and Azerbaijan and brought home laurels for the country. Williams tells AYV that many considerations have not been shown to develop the sport as a form of giving opportunity to untapped kids in Sierra Leone.
We are appealing to everybody to come on deck, to support us as a federation. And the unique thing about us, we use our tradition and the sports. We blend them together to make everything a perfect combination. So with this, I think we are selling out our tradition, at the same time we are selling the sports to outside world.
The Gymnastics Federation used the occasion to inform the public that they are on their robust drive of scouting talents, especially among the less privileged across the nation in schools and homes. Runs for McLean, AYV Sports, Freetown.
Away from that, the Sierra Leone national team has arrived in Azerbaijan ahead of their international friendly against Azerbaijan in the FIFA series scheduled for Monday, March 30th, 2026. The delegation, led by SLFA Vice President Ali Badara Tarawali, touched down yesterday evening in preparations ahead of this crucial encounter. And finally, for sports in the international scene, Egyptian forward Mohamed Salah has announced that he will leave Liverpool at the end of the season, bringing an end to a remarkable era at Anfield. Since joining in 2017, Salah has won the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, FA Cup, and multiple golden boots, becoming one of the club's greatest ever players. Well, that's all for sports tonight on Primetime News. Over to you, Phoebe and Swill.
Thank you very much, Solomon, for the sports update. Welcome. Well, that's all for Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, please visit our website on www.ayvnews.com. And if you have feedback on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Phoebe Swill. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.